Hi all, welcome to the vlog on winning business correspondences. We all agree to the fact that any written communication has to be clear, simple, and lucid. And effective writing is clear writing. We may have a lot of freedom while we talk and communicate because it is easy to apologize and get back and convey your message in a different way. But in the written communication, you'll have to remember it is a record and you do not have the luxury of repeating. So it has to be clear right from the word go. In this vlog, you would see the elements of a clear and crisp writing. You'd also see the techniques of constructing a sentence. And we'll also see the methods and various ways in which we can structure a paragraph. Right. The first tip for clear writing is the choice of words. Needless to say that the writing has to be clear and use of simple and familiar words makes it easier for the target audience. Sometimes what people try to do is try to show their competence by the usage of words that are not common. But the objective of any written correspondence is to make the target audience understand the content of the message. If you want to impress, you will not be able to push your message. So the easier and more familiar words, the better the understanding of the content. So, for example, when you say endeavor, not all people may be understanding endeavor. You may say try, effort, ascertain, find out, terminate could be end, demonstrate could be show, utilize, you can use. There are some simple words which you could always have the choice of replacing. And when you use words, your word should create a mental picture. So you need to use some concrete words instead of uh, in the place of abstract ones. You cannot be using uh, vague words which give lot of ambiguity. There is no place for such words in your written communication. It has to be very clear and precise. And when you use some technical words, remember that not all people love jargons. Yes, if somebody is really good enough to understand that and you could convey your message with the use of jargons and technical words, it's okay. You could do so. And use only strong words when you want to make an impact. Otherwise, please avoid stronger words. Always use active verbs. For example, your efforts are appreciated. Can we say that we appreciate your efforts? Straight, active verbs, and never camouflage any verbs. You do not qualify verbs. Uh, Please try to keep it precise and use the right words and idioms. Always help the reader to understand the content with a lot of clarity. They should not be searching for any kind of dictionary to decode your message. Whatever is encoded in your message, in your business communication, has to be understood in the first read itself. If you make the reader read more than twice, then either there is some problem with your communication or with the understanding ability of the person in question. So the target audience has to understand it clear. That is the objective of any written communication. So you'll have to be very careful with the choice of words and you should avoid any kind of unnecessary information or unnecessary words in your correspondence. So be it on email or be it on a letter, whatever mail, snail mail, it should be clear and precise. That is business. Let's look into some tips for constructing sentences. More often than not, effective sentences are short sentences. Readers will be bored if it is long. They'll be confused. So we'll have to keep it simple. No hard and fast rules are there for the length of sentences, but always make readers comfortable. Do not have more than 15 words in a sentence. Sometimes more words also lead to sloppy construction of sentences. So advanced readers can comprehend. That's not a problem, but it is always good to keep it short. And sentence content has to be uh, limited. This is corollary to the previous point of keeping it simple. We must take care not to pack too much information. Information overloading is not only boring, it also makes the uh, reader little unclear of what is being conveyed. And you should try to make effective use of the topic sentence, whatever the sentence you have given them, your basic idea, you'll have to uh, give lot of details that support the topic sentence. Your idea should be strengthening up, building upon the topic sentence. Please omit any unnecessary information. It only makes the reader tired. Any effective communicator would always try to read the mind of the reader, and they will try to frame sentences accordingly. And anything that is out of the scope, please do not include it. And you should always keep, for the sake of clarity, paragraphs have to be short, and average length could be about 7 or 8 lines, not more than that. If it is, although there are no hard and fast rules as we are seeing everywhere, but it is kind of information overloading if more is packed into one paragraph. And there has to be some kind of continuity. A paragraph should clearly move forward logically, and it has to be connected with the next paragraph. So it is easily brought about by careful use of sentences and connectors wherever needed. So what we need to do is we need to have however, in addition to, therefore, for example, these are some of the connecting words that we could use, and these are some of the examples that we could use. And in most cases, as I always insist, it has to be in active voice rather than being passive voice. So, active voice, simple, short, omitting unnecessary information and including only the necessary information, and making effective use of the topic sentence and moving paragraph with some kind of continuity will make your writing better, will make your sentences easier, and your paragraphs uh, the sequential. So with that, you can convey your whatever you wanted to convey to the audience. You could convey it in an effective manner, and avoid words which may lead you to legal issues. So you'll have to be very careful when drafting, and it has to be positive. Mostly, it has to be positives, and you'll have to have a draft in place and improve upon the draft. That's always the best method to write winning business correspondences. A draft, read it, make sure that your target audience will understand that, and then you could go about improving that into uh, many paragraphs. You could also have some kind of outline with what are the points that you want to convey in the content. That would also make easier to create a draft, and then you could improve on the draft. Here are some examples of making it simple, making it crisp and clear. So some write kind of an expression. I beg to acknowledge receipt of yours. This could be replaced with thank you for your letter. When somebody says kindly acknowledge receipt of the same per return, you could just say please send us a receipt of it without delay. Subsequent to your perusal of the documentation, after you have examined the documents. Enclosed here with please find the check amounting to value of. I enclose a check for so and so. We would ask you to be too good enough to. You could simply say, replace it with, will you please? I am in receipt of your esteemed favor. Thank you for your letter. At your early convenience can be as simple as soon as you can. ASAP. More overdue account for which a check will oblige you please a remittance for the amount outstanding. Your letter dated 25th insist for hand for which we thank you. Thank you for your letter on 25th. It could be simple. Simple sentences always makes life easy. It helps in avoiding the usage of distorted languages, and it can keep the message simple and clear. I hope you had a good time listening to the Winning Business Correspondences. Hope to see you with more such blogs in the future. Thank you for listening. If you liked it, please share it with all the contacts you have. Take care. Bye bye.